money or whatever they are, they're fine. Yes? Similarly, women cannot apply any form of makeup to beautify themselves. It is categorically haram. So rings, if it's with the purpose of beautification, it's haram. If it is with the intention of devotion to Allah, it is allowed. If they are classified as ornaments, yet they are worn as a gesture to enhancing the worship, then it's fine to wear it. Yes? It's the intention that counts. Now, of course, we can't wear designer stuff and say, look, this is my intention is such and such. It has to be within reason. Applying oil. Now, this is something that requires certain clarification. Applying oil is haram. It might not have any kafaras, but it's haram and should not willfully do that. However, if oil is scented, then applying the oil does incur a kafara. In the case where people need to apply ointments, can they? For example, people who have skin disorders like eczema. According to what I have read, it seems perfectly lawful for people with ailments to apply ointments, and if they are not perfumed, there is no penalty. And that makes a lot of sense, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to cause harm to the pilgrim beyond the natural harms that they're going to incur anyway. Does anybody want to ask anything on that? Because in the previous years we've been told, haven't we, that we can't apply any form of creams. We have been told, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the same applies to Vaseline on your feet, for your skin.
Why should that not be allowed?
That should be fine, shouldn't
That should be fine, because there is no scent within Vaseline, according to what I've read. Yeah. And if it is a need, because the skin, especially people wearing flip-flop, it can really damage the skin and let blood, which is also haram. It shouldn't be a problem. Removing hair from the body. We cannot pull out hair from our heads or arms, and some of us have a tendency of rubbing or scratching our heads, and we know hair fall. We have to avoid that in Hajj. Or stroking our arms, or scratching ourselves, or itching. We do it very, very gently so the hair don't fall. This has a kafara, by the way, of feeding a poor. I mean, you have to count the number of hair that falls from the body and feed the number of poor people in accordance with that. Then it can become very tedious, as you can imagine. However, in the process of wudu, if the hair fall from the body, then that's fine, it's exempted. Otherwise, be very, very careful that hair is not removed from the body. Covering the head for males, or dipping one's body in water even for females. The males cannot cover their heads save with their hands. They can cover them with their hands only, not with anything else. So, men can't wear caps or put a cloth over their heads to cover from the heat during in the state of ihram, or walk under a mobile shade in the daytime. Now people might say, well, what about at night times? Can they go inside buses with roofs and travel from Medina to Makkah? This is perfectly fine. I'm coming to the differences of opinion. This is perfectly fine so long as the roof of the bus does not prevent the pilgrim from the rain that is falling. Yes? If it starts raining, and the pilgrim are within the closed bus, it will incur a kafara. But because it's nighttime and there is no sun from which they are shading themselves, it's fine, it's not a sin. As far as the ulama are concerned, to be saved from wind is fine. It doesn't incur a kafara. Now, as far as the rain is concerned, here is a technical problem. If you say that whilst moving en route to Makkah, it starts raining, and people are under the shade of a bus, then they incur a kafara, then the bus can be stopped and people have to come out and stand underneath the rain, yes? However, nobody will at all advocate this view and say that you can't take shelter. You can't take shelter which is not mobile. Can you see that? There's a technical thing here that needs to be understood properly. We can be en route to Makkah walking, and if it starts raining, we can take shelter within a cave. No one's going to say that this is haram or that it incurs a kafara. Have we understood that? So why can't the bus be treated in the same way? That the bus just stopped and the Hujjaj are just sitting there, they are not moving. And therefore, whilst in motion, nothing is protecting them because they're not in motion anymore. It is as if they have taken protection under the roof of a bus which is stagnant. Yes? Now, there's a bit of a problem here with the followers of certain mujtahideen who do not allow sitting within shade, mobile shade, even at night. Now, normally, for them, they would incur the kafara of giving a sheep. However, they need to explore these options, and they need to ask themselves that, well, we are with a group, they have been taking groups to Hajj, they know how to perform the Hajj, they are referring to the contemporary ulama to get their decisions and rulings. It is sufficient for them to just rely on them, on the heads of the group, and do their amal in accordance with that, as opposed to maybe saying that my mujtahid requires this and my mujtahid requires that. It can be, I know, it's very difficult, but maybe people need to look into that. Because obviously at the end of the day, the caravan and the heads of the caravan will not do anything which is haram anyway. They will get a legitimate source to back whatever they are doing anyway. Yes? Is that understood, or anybody needs to ask anything on that? Yeah? Yeah.
One thing I'm struggling with, and excuse me if this is a really naive question, but in the event of your being in Ihram, if we're walking from, say, Mina to Arafah, and there's a long tunnel, you're traveling through that possibly up to a mile or something, in the shade, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if that same journey was undertaken in the exposed road, in the cover of a bus, then it's not?
Yeah, because there's a distinction between mobile shade and a fixed shadow.
That you will mobile through?
Yeah. There's a fixed shadow that you can't do much about, and then there is a mobile shade that you carry with you like an umbrella or a bus. Ayatollah Khoury, I believe, was of an opinion that once you find your residence in Makkah, you can carry an umbrella over your head. Yes? And you can move under the umbrella. Ayatollah Sistani says it's very difficult to accept that view. And he's very reserved as far as that is concerned. So I'm just saying, it's better to follow the strictest of opinions, to be sure, in any case. The only problem is that people normally struggle with being inside closed buses at nights. They struggle with that, some of the people. And they say, well, you know, maybe what we have followed in the past does not accord with this. What I'm saying to them is, but think about it, and if your hearts allow you, then maybe you can say, well, we'll trust the group and the way they have decided, because obviously they have already got the fatwas, and in accordance with that, they are leading us.
Can I take you back a minute? You previously mentioned about hair coming off. Now, if one was to brush their hair in Ihram,
Sorry?
If one was to brush their hair in Ihram, can we brush our hair?
No.
We can't brush
You
our
can,
hair.
so long as it's not removed or they don't fall. But if they do